All right, we're back and in the studio. You're not going to believe it. We have the wanted. Jeff, your guitar, the Gibson. Tell us, it's a Gibson, right?
It is.
It's an old Gibson too.
It's an old Gibson. It's a 1965 ES 125. So that's a student model of the day. Still relative. They're not as expensive as Les Pauls of the 60s and 50s.
But they're used for different purposes. Would they not be? Because
this is more of a jazz guitar.
That's what I was going to say.
It's a hollow body. It's actually the same. So George Thorogood played thin. They call it the thin line, the thin body version of that guitar, the ES 125. But this is the thicker body version, so it's almost as thick as like an acoustic guitar. But
it's got a great tone on it, especially on the song that you played for us. It was great tone.
I've set it up with jazz strings, so it's sort of, they're heavy, they're thick strings, and they give it sort of a good, sort of rich, it has kind of a woody sound to it.
And how long have you had that guitar, just out of curiosity?
Trying to remember now, maybe 4 or 5 years.
It's got beautiful sustain. So that's the one thing I noticed.
It's funny how, the instruments have kind of helped the band evolve to a certain extent, like the washboard, the Kona. Before I was playing that guitar, I was just playing acoustic guitar in the band. And I would experiment it a couple of times with, solid body electric guitars, and I just always felt it either sounded too spongy or there's sort of a bluegrassy kind of driving.
So you're more of an acoustic guitar player.
I am more of an acoustic guitar player. Oh. And so this guitar for me with the heavy strings, I can drive it a little bit more the way I would drive an acoustic guitar. I play a lot of open strings and open string runs and things like that. And it just feels more, it's a nice sort of somewhere between the two.
I've also noticed in your guitar playing, you're and I love this, you're very much a minimalist when it comes to effects and stuff. You don't have a bank of pedals that goes along with your electric guitar. You have just enough. Is that just because you come from acoustic and you just happen to be going electric, or are there pedals that you're hiding that we don't see?
There's a few I'm hiding that you don't see. I do. I've experimented, and it's an ongoing process. I try to be minimalist. I try to avoid that tendency. I mean, when I was younger, as soon as you discover a new pedal, you'll just play it for hours and hours and hours, and you become more wedded to the effect than, you sort of find after a while, like, I'm not really playing anymore. I'm just listening to the effect.
That's true.
And then I have to strip everything back and go back to my acoustic guitar in my bedroom and just play that.
I have to say that you have a great blend, especially when you're playing as well now, because you're playing acoustic guitar too, that the three of you, when you play, there's these really nice subtle leads come in and out from, it's not, okay, here's a blazing lead for the next 2-3 minutes, and then we come back to the song. It's like a dialogue lead that, comes into the song, goes out, and then Richard will hit a few really wild slide notes, and then it goes out and then back in. I just love how you make a song go, like, it weaves. It's just great to listen to.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.